But tell me about this phone call. I was about to ask you about your relation to Chris Wittwer. Tell me about this phone call.
Say again.
I was about to ask you about your relationship with Chris Wittwer, but tell me about this phone call first.
Well, it was just that, I mean, I've been contacting him on and off for years, but I haven't ever really been in his groups a lot because of all the, the long threads of hatred. I've commented here and there that I'm not into this, I can't live in this hatred headspace, and a few things I've added, but years ago. But he's another one that got a kickstart at the 2010 rally that I organised, which kickstarted a lot of them.
Right, so that rally, hang on. So that rally is where that rally that you claim to organise, right? Yeah, is that the one where Brian Gerrish and Belinda McKenzie and him are all on the same stage?
Yeah.
So
it should have been me. And real people that I'd genuinely been in contact with over the year since I'd been pushing it in my group, and they managed to hijack it in the last couple of weeks, and I couldn't stop them. Right. And it was my fault, looking back. I should have been wiser. But, I made mistakes and they took full advantage, but they did it en masse. And as things have become clearer and clearer, I've sort of exposed what I've known or seen about a lot of them. But Chris, I've kind of left alone, a bit like you were saying in your early days looking at the hunters, that they were doing something about something that needed something done about, and I kind of gave them a pass too much too, and it was really through listening to you that I got it filtered to me without having to watch them and get involved in all their various dramas. I'd only have to dip in a bit and just see a little bit or hear it through your,
do you understand?
Really helpful.
Do you understand rationally?
I'm shocked by his phone call and the tone of it, because I was actually talking to Chris before that rally, and he was so scared and nervous. I was coaching him to be able to do that speech, and he was telling me that he hadn't been abused, and I thought he had, actually. And I know it's come out badly and he's changed his story and so on. He's got a lot of flack for all of that. I hear things, people tell me bits and bobs of what's happening and gossip and so on.
Change the story.
I just always felt that he probably had, and he really hadn't dealt with it. And this is the problem. I'm not the only one looking at it this way.
Yeah, but don't.
They're sort of working out their shit.
Yeah, but don't you blog about MK Ultra and stuff like that?
Say again?
Don't you blog about MK Ultra and mind control and stuff like that?
Only in terms of exposing it as being another big bandwagon on the subject.
So there's going to be many people out there that are victims of abuse that will just have no actual knowledge of it at the forefront of their mind.
You mean in terms of that they have blocked it?
Or been purposely buried. I don't know. What do you know anything about hypnotism and stuff like that? I know some of these dodgy pedos and stuff like that. I seem to be prolific academics within them sort of fields. Some of them, not all of them, but that's kind of dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky. I did have hypnotherapy, but it was with a really good therapist who didn't lead me in any way. It was more about going deep within the experience and bringing out the feelings. That's what I'd blocked.
Right. So
all the feelings. So yeah, I'd get the memories. I mean, it was horrendous going through all of that. But she didn't ever try to warp and turn it into something else.
So you didn't.
So
you didn't invite.
I came across that even back then.
You didn't invite Chris. You didn't invite Chris Wittwer to your child abuse rally. He just turned up.
No, I probably did invite him actually.
Why? Why? Yeah, but why?
I was in touch with before, during, and after.
Yeah, why?
He was just starting out with exposing paedophiles, and the way he was doing it back then seemed okay to me.
Yeah, but what was so? What was it? What was his? Okay, so what was it? What was his excuse for? What was his excuse for doing it back then?
His whole thing was that he cared so much about it.
I see. and then after you.
And we were saying that, you know, we were people that had to. We were saying.
Oh right, so he used your
They're affected more than we are, blah blah.
So he used your child abuse rally back in 2010 to announce that he was a victim of child abuse.
I can't hear you that well. I wonder why. Is there anything I can do?
Yeah, turn your volume up.
Oh, of course.
Yep, can you hear me now?
Why can't I get to my volume? I'm not getting my toolbar. It's because I'm not on my usual browser.
You don't need to turn the volume up on the browser, do you?
Well, it's just that I can't get my toolbar up at the bottom.
Oh right.
Oh, yeah, I've got it. Those.
So basically what I'm asking you is, Chris Wittwer used your 2010 rally to announce that he was a victim of child abuse.
No, at that point he said he wasn't.
Oh.
Just a lot of people hear him say that.
Oh right, can you find that for me then? Have him saying he isn't a victim of child abuse? Oh brilliant.
Now?
Yeah, that'd be excellent right now. Yeah, pass me the link right now. That'd be excellent. I'd like to listen to that.
Okay.
People will be well interested in that. I mean, has he already been confronted on why he lied?
Sorry?
Has he been confronted on why he lied?
I think, yeah, but he blocks them as trolls and turns himself into a victim of it.
Oh, right. So, basically, okay, I get it.
He was shaking like a leaf, though. You know, I did honestly think that he had been abused, and I still do. And I just think he hasn't dealt with it.
But perhaps I'm wildly speculating. Perhaps it was Bill Maloney and Brian Gerrish, and like they're kind of like his, you know, he likes him. He didn't think it was anything wrong. I don't know, innit? Perhaps there's never been a successful prosecution in regards to his claims, has there? I'm just wondering why he defends Brian Gerrish and Bill Maloney.
He's done anything to actually report it properly.
Yeah, there's no statute of limitation in regards to serious sexual crimes committed upon a child. He could report it today like it was, a crime that happened yesterday. I suppose it will get given the same level of investigation. Obviously, facts and evidence are going to be hard to acquire, but like I'm sure
he could certainly go to the Truth Project with it.
Yeah, like I just said, there's no statute.
You know, with the real inquiry.
No, you can just go straight to the police station. You can go straight to the police station
true.
and ask.
Not disagreeing, but
make an appointment with a constable.
That.
You can just make he doesn't need to ring 999 or just walk down there. He can make an appointment to make a formal statement about his child abusers when he was a child, name his abusers, and there can be some sort of investigation. There is no statute of limitation in regards to serious sexual crimes committed upon a child. So we can go and do that tomorrow. And to your knowledge, has he ever done anything like that?
Not to my knowledge, but if I wouldn't necessarily know.
Yeah, but you know him better than me.
I haven't watched him with great,
No, but you personally
There are people that have.
But you must know. But listen, you must know.
They might come in on this at some point.
Yeah, you're gonna have to really turn your volume up.
It's going to be covered at some point. By a few of us, you know.
Yeah, man.
It's building.
Wow.
Okay. This is not proving as easy as I thought it would be.
I mean, as everyone's just witnessed. Someone
who's got the what do you call it? The amount of disk space. Should download them all if they're still there. They keep disappearing stuff once it's out there.
I didn't know that he changed his story.
Yeah, a few times. Because recently I heard him saying very emphatically that he'd been abused in a completely different way than the time I remember, which was, I don't know, maybe, I think when he came out of prison, he came out with that he'd witnessed his friend being abused.
What?
And that's what had traumatised him.
And have you got footage of that as well?
Which I didn't believe either, but I mean, that does happen too. People do sometimes come out with it.
Listen,
in bits and pieces.
Listen, you're preaching to the converted. I'm not saying shit like that don't happen. This is just about Chris. I ain't know about anyone else. I'm just gonna slap Chris about.
Box on the hangout.
Yeah, if you're able. I'm not sure you're able. I'm not sure if you can.
Honestly, I'd say capture it.
Listen, I'm not sure you can post links on the hangout. So.
No, it's in the internal chat box. Group chat.
I don't even know what that means. What you on about?
Oh. Well, I can see it where to the side on my screen on the hangout. On the hangout.
Yeah. Oh, right in here now. Yeah, I get it. I see. Yeah. Let me have a look.
It's turned blue, so it should be.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah. I wasn't thinking. Nice one.
Yeah, that's it. I think you can see me sitting behind him. I'm not sure.
All right, then pause your mic a minute. Let me play this.
Right.
This is juicy. I never knew this. I never knew he changed his story.
Okay, hello. I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm just kind of going to read it off here. Basically, I set a website up. I set it on the Facebook groups, naming and shaming paedophiles a few months ago, and I named and shamed 6,000 in total. I showed you their photos, their names, and their locations, so you could just basically see who's living in your own neighbourhood. ACPO closed me down. The chief of police closed me down, and I've got a new website that's actually up. It'll be up and running very, very shortly. I've named 9,500 paedophiles, UK paedophiles. All their photos, locations and names are shown, so you'll be able to just go on there and find anybody who's abused you or even people who live in your street. Okay, It is an honour to be part of this great rally and to be amongst so many strong and inspirational people. Each and every one of us has a personal story to tell, but the one thing that unites us all is abuse. For many, it may have taken years, for others decades, to build the courage to speak out.
Well,
There may be
that's him. Isn't that saying he has been abused? Is this the right video? He says it
times
unites
we
us
feel
all.
low, insecure, and lost in a world of hurt and mental anguish. There may be times when we are powerless to stop the injustice, but there must never be a time when we give up and fail to protest. In my opinion, there is nothing more outrageous than the abuse, exploitation, and harm of the most vulnerable members of our society. And I firmly believe that our nation's laws and resources need to reflect the seriousness of these terrible acts and crimes. Sentencing needs restructuring. Laws need adjusting, and more focus and support needed for the survivors. Now is the time for change. The best service to the children of the UK is a service closest to the child. Those that are victims of neglect, abuse, abandonment and molestation must not also be victims of bureaucracy. They deserve our devoted attention, not our divided attention. Child abuse is a problem no one really talks about. More kids die of child abuse in the UK and neglect than of natural causes. This needs to be addressed now. Our children are our future, and we must do all we can to give them the best.
Yeah. Our children are our future. Yo, right, listen. I've got to interject here quickly because you know the word natural use. It's a marketing ploy. But yeah, like everything that man has done, will do, doing, and will ever do right, is perfectly natural. You're part of Earth. Do you know what I mean? Mother Earth made you. Everything that happens here is all perfectly natural. What he just said, isn't it? It's a marketing ploy. It's a word that's used in marketing.
Possible start in life. Children need to be protected from the vile pedophiles and perverts that infest our society and are preying on our kids daily. Every time we turn on the TV or open a newspaper, we see another case of child molestation, where the perpetrators receive pitiful and lenient sentences that are often suspended or ridiculously short. Some even get probation or community service, and they all have social workers bending over backwards to help them fulfil their every needs. Yet the survivor of all these abuses is left to suffer the continuing torment for the rest of their lives, while the offenders can carry on their lives, as we all know, they reoffend and reoffend and reoffend. I hope to change this by giving parents information on all these sick individuals. Children, Chris, which stands for Children Have Rights in Society, was set up by me as a follow-on to my beautiful name and shame groups on Facebook. They're all shut down, but they showed me people were passionate and wanted the information, so the time has finally come when we as a society are ready to stand up and fight back. Last page. Once we have Sarah's law, it needs to be taken much further, and the aim is to mirror Megan's law in America, where everyone can have access to the register via the internet. Awareness is the key to the prevention of all abuse. For all the children who have ever suffered, or are suffering at the hands of abuse, or have died at the hands of abuse, this rally is for you. We will be your voice. Children have rights in society.
Thank you, Chris. That's fantastic, rousing words.
No, wrong video, dickhead. That was just some fucking nonce. Fucking advertising his fucking pedo fucking logic. Do you know what I mean, yeah? But yeah, fuck that. No, you got the wrong video. But